Hey, this is the Daily Overpass. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today I want to talk about how you have to protect your brand. Alright, so it is a beautiful spring morning here in Oxfordshire. I don't know if you guys can hear the birds chirping and everything, but the sun came out, the rain stopped, and it's just nice. It's actually a shame I'm on my way into work now. It's a shame to go sit in the office for the rest of the day. But, you know, cool thing is I get to work on, you know, apps and Overpass stuff, so, yeah. I'm actually looking forward to it. So anyway, a strange thing happened yesterday. I was going for, last night, I was about to go out for a run. And you know, I'm constantly checking the comments on the YouTube videos. You know, I wish I could say I didn't. I wish I could say I was cooler about it. Like, you know, I check once a day or whatever, but I'll check throughout the day, right? And I saw that I had a comment on one of the videos from one of the founders of the app, or one of the co-founders of the Ionic Framework. You know, somebody who I like really admire and look up to, and I thought, wow, one of the, you know, this guy found one of my videos. So I looked to see which video it was. And it was the one I did about a month ago where I said, I was talking about why we're not going to use the Ionic Framework for any new projects, right? So, and basically he was saying that, you know, while he understands that I'm a fan because I was very positive about it, right? I am a big fan of the Ionic Framework. You know, it was just the underlying Cordova part of it that I had my doubts about, and I still kind of have my doubts about it. But he was saying that I was spreading FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I had to look that up about the framework, and I was doing it unnecessarily and everything like that. So I went out for my run, and as I'm running, I'm thinking about this, thinking, was I really? You know, I didn't say that Ionic didn't work, and I didn't say that Ionic was bad. I just said I had a fear that one day, if Apple decides to, they could remove those kind of apps from it. And it wasn't just that. I was doing some searching around. A lot of people calling for Cordova and WebView apps to be removed completely, which would be completely ridiculous. And it wasn't anything about the technology or anything like that, or how it works. I'm a big, huge fan. My problem is with Apple and the uncertainty of Apple, and how I don't see them as being the most stable when it comes to app reviews and everything like that. So anyway, so I responded to that review and I pinned it to the top. I said, hey, thank you very much. I'll put this at the top so that if anybody comes sees this video, they'll see what you have to say and your take on it and everything like that. And, you know, thanks. I was really cool. I thought it was really cool that he responded. Then I thought, as I was going to bed, I started thinking, wait, why did he respond? How did he even find that video? And then I did a search on Ionic Framework, and guess what video comes up at the top, right? After all those years of tutorials, all their videos, all the stuff out there, the one that comes at the top is the one I did about a month ago. Now, I think that will change. I think it's probably a temporary algorithm thing with YouTube. I'm sure, like, by the time so this video goes out in a few days, I'm sure by the time you see it, it probably won't be at the top anymore. But I was like, oh my God, you know, if you do a search on Ionic Framework, just that, mine shows up at the top, which is probably not the fairest thing. And I started thinking, this guy, he had to not only allay any fears that I might be rising, you know, up, you know, perhaps recklessly, but I mean, they're my fears, it's my opinion, right? As I've always said, I am not an expert on anything. But if I make a decision, if I go one way or another, then I'll tell you guys about it because it's on my mind, right? But he had to, not only did he have to protect that, but he had to protect the brand, right? It was something, you know, which was not what I was doing. I was not out there to deface the brand or make people not use Ionic or anything like that. I was just saying my opinion, kind of the fears that I had going forward, and the fears that I still have going forward, and which is why we're still going to go with some of the other frameworks, because we've been moving in that direction since the beginning of the year. So, and then, but what bothered me was that my video was at the top, and I thought about taking it down. I thought about, you know what, maybe this is unfair, I'll take the video down, and I thought, no, the algorithm will sort itself out in a few days. You know, it's still my opinion. You know, there's still people watch it. There's still people who like to know what do I think about these kind of things. So it's there. But one of the things I'm always thinking about is also in terms of the apps world, I talk a lot about the copycats for other apps. So there's other apps that are copying my main app, Ear Agent, and all the time, the same colors. Sometimes they'll use the same icon, the same imagery, the same description, and I have to keep going into Google Play and it's mostly Google Play. It's not really iTunes. I have to go into Google Play and I have to report them and just report them to Google saying, hey, they're using our copyright. I get in touch with the developer first, and then if they don't get back to me, then I contact Google, which is, you know, might seem a bit harsh, but it's something you have to do. You have to protect. For that, I have to protect the brand, right? And one of my fears is that one of those copycats is going to get better at ASO, better at marketing, and that they're going to actually do better than my main app, and then they're going to take over, which is not what I was trying to do with that video, but it's the same similar kind of thing, right? You have to protect your brand at all costs, and this is why I think it's important to be involved in the social media and YouTube and everything like that. I know I've talked about this before, but one of my clients early on, when I told them that I get bad reviews on my apps from time to time, so I get my first ever review on an app was WTF, this sucks. It crushed me, right? It was the first one that came through, and on the first day, but luckily I had a lot more 5 stars come in since then, and at the moment it's mostly 5 stars, but there's a lot of 1 stars, and it's just something that I live with. I live with people saying bad things about this kind of stuff, and I can live with it as long as it stays in a certain level. But if it ever starts to outstrip it, it's just one of those things. But I talked to a client and I said how people will say, you know, this is great, this is fantastic, this sucks. And he was like, people actually say this sucks, what can you do? Can you have it removed? And I said, no, you just have to live with it. You just have to make it better, that kind of feedback. So anyway, I appreciate what they're trying to do. By no means was I trying to take away from the brand. And I wasn't trying to say the sky is falling, because it's not. I'm just saying that as someone who's looking out, as someone who looks after my clients, I'm trying to see the technology that's coming. I make certain assumptions, I have certain opinions, and those are my opinions, and you may have different opinions. So anyway, sorry to ramble on a little bit. This is what's on my mind totally this morning. So anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow.